morning, YouTube. How are we today? It's Friday, September 9th. You won't have a driving with Matt on September 11th this year. And I think, what was it, last year? This is the 15th anniversary coming up. Well, I didn't really think I'd be talking about this morning, but you know, it's 15 years after September 11th happened, regardless of what you think. If it was an inside job, if it was a conspiracy, or if it really was a super big terrorist attack, regardless of what it is, it was an event that happened and it changed America for whatever it is now. And I'm deeply saddened and hurt that anything like that happened to anybody's country. And I know there's a lot of war and terrorism all over the place, and I don't really know the solution to anything to figure that out, because everybody's going to fight over their differences, and that's what I've noticed. But anyways, on Friday, right now, this Friday, I'm just going to do a September 11th tribute. And so 15 years ago, September 11th happened. And I remember that day pretty vividly. I was a sophomore in high school. I was getting up to go to school, and I had a late start that day. So that means I missed first period because I didn't have a first period of school, and they had a second round of buses that would come and pick you up. And so I got up and had breakfast and showered as normal, and I'm eating breakfast before I go to the bus, and I'm watching the news because I wanted to be well informed at sophomore level of high school. And so I'm watching the news, and I'm watching Katie Couric and Matt Lauer on Good Morning America, I believe. And I'm sitting there, and already the first airplane hit the tower, the first tower. And so I turned on the TV, and that's immediately what I see is this live footage of the first twin tower, and it's like it's on fire, and all they could do was keep they got helicopters flying around, and they got video footage of this thing, and it's on fire, and I'm just like, man, what is going on? And so, like, what was happening was they're trying to get the fire out, and they're trying to save the people from that thing. And so, 5 minutes, I'm sitting there watching this, and I call my dad. He's working in downtown Portland, and I'm waiting to go to school, and I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, do you know what's going on? He's like, no, I'm at work. I'm just, like, you gotta turn on the radio. And so he's turning on the radio, and I'm like, Dad, the World Trade Center got hit with an airplane. They think it's a terrorist attack. And he's like, I don't remember. He said some things, and he's like, well, just be safe, but I got to get back to work, and I'll be listening to it. I'll talk to you tonight. I'm like, okay. So after that, like not even, 3 minutes later, I'm watching this live, and all of a sudden I see another airplane fly across the screen on live news feed and crash into the other twin tower, and it just exploded. And there was, like, by that time there was cameras all over the place watching this building and stuff, and I just remember how I felt when I saw the second airplane hit the second tower. I was just like, oh my gosh, all those people, who would do something like that? And after I watched that over a little bit, my friend down the street called me and said, dude, I'm not going to school today. there's people calling that there's like terrorists running down the street shooting guns at people and stuff, and oh my gosh, the rumor mill was big that day. So by that time I said, well, I'm going to school, I'll see you later, we'll go play basketball after school or something. And then I get on the bus, and none of my friends know anything what's going on because they missed it at school. They went to school and they missed it. And so I get to school in second period, and I'm looking around the room and I'm like, hey, did you see what happened on the news today? And like only one person really knew because they had late start like me. And then on the announcements, they come over on the announcements at my school, we're going to have a moment of silence for the people of New York because of the terrorist attack. And so like everybody's like, what? And so we had a moment of silence, but that day was just messed up. After that was pretty much a blur. Everybody went through the motions because they're like, what's going on? Looking for information. You remember the internet wasn't really big yet. We didn't have smartphones. We didn't have Google. We had Google and stuff, but you had to go to the computer lab and stuff. And not anybody really knew what was going on. You had a teacher that had a TV in their classroom. We watched a little bit of that, but it was just crazy. And I remember that night, you know, when we got home, President Bush came on the TV and had a state of the, like kind of an address, you know, and after that, it seemed like everybody was more unified. Then they started dropping all the terrorist stuff, and you know, you can call it what you want after that, but man, September 11th was a creepy day. And right now for me, 15 years later, I'm teaching students right now at this moment in time. They were born after September 11th. Most of my students right now are only going to learn about September 11th from a history book. And I don't know, it just seems so surreal, you know? And call it what it is, but I remember what I was doing that day, and I just want to give a special thank you to all of the emergency responders, police, firefighters, paramedics, doctors and nurses and safety officers and anybody who wears a badge or a patch or a name tag and you take care of people and keep them safe. Thank you for your service. Military people, police, you know, all of the people that are involved in that. Thank you for taking care of me and my freedoms and my liberties, because I do appreciate it. And thank you so much for what you do. And if you are one of those people who are not in a uniform, you should say thank you, because there are people out there that do risk their lives for us. And I have loved ones that wear the badge and the uniform, and I wish I could tell them I love them more, because sometimes I don't get to talk to them often enough. You know who you are if you watch this. Thank you so much for being a part of my life and everybody else's, because you do make a difference. And I hope all of you have a great day. This weekend on Sunday is September 11th. So at least take a moment of time to reflect and think about how we changed that day and how it affected us and how we can grow to be better people, because, you know, we don't need that in our lives anymore. That just, all that stuff is just, it needs to be a lot better than it is. So, until then, I hope all of us have a great day, and it's Friday. Be looking forward to another special episode coming today. I'm going to try to do another Driving with Matt with Mr. Brown today. Last time the episode